Alright guys, I know it's been a while since I posted a video. Recently got a new job, so that's been keeping me really busy. But let's get to another Detroit Lions mock draft. This is a post-combine mock draft. There's been a lot of news lately with Miami saying that they would take Tua as well as the Washington Redskins if he cleared the medical protocol. But I think that's a smokescreen for possibly Miami trying to trade with Washington, because Washington does have a lot of needs they need to get in the draft. They need a lot of different positions. The one team that is going to trade out of their pick is going to be the Cincinnati Bengals, because they're getting Joe Burrow. We all know it. It could be announced now. That way, but that's just my opinion. But let's get to this mock draft here. So starting off here, Detroit Lions. We all know we carry the number 3 pick in the draft. We have a lot of things we can do here. Personally, I think Washington's just going to take BPA, best player available. BPA, sorry. Which would be Chase Young. You'd be dumb not to take him. He's an electric athlete. Probably one of the best players in the draft. He's my number 2 on my big board, but I'll do that in another video. Joe Burrow's my number 1, but Detroit trades number 3 selection here. This is by far the best thing they can do. Yes, Isaiah Simmons is there, and yes, we can take him. He ran a 4.39. He'd be an instant impact to any defense, but we need to take that risk because the Giants draft at 4, and I think personally that they're going to go with Derek Brown, the defensive tackle, or possibly an offensive lineman to help protect their young quarterback and Daniel Jones. So, or even a wide receiver to give him another weapon. So Jerry Jeudy's going to be there. So those are my 3 things that I think the Giants are going to do with their pick. So you can pretty much call that a safe pick. So we trade back two position or 2 picks to pick 5, and in the return, we ain't gonna take no low ball offer. If Miami trades up, they're getting their quarterback in Tua. So we're gonna get them for everything they're worth. We're gonna get the number 5 pick, the number 26 pick in the first round, the number 39th pick in the second, the number 56 in the second, and number 142 in the fourth. That is it. That is what we have to get, because quarterbacks are such a highly coveted position. And if Miami wants him bad enough, that's what they'll have to give us. Yes, Tua isn't my number 2 quarterback, but Tua is a good quarterback. And Miami is itching to get themselves their franchise guy. So why not make them they got so much. They already have 3 first-round picks. So why not take one of them away from them and then pick up some of their seconds that they don't really need, in my opinion. So that's what I think we're going to do. So round 1, pick 5 is where we're going to start. And I have the Detroit Lions selecting Isaiah Simmons, the linebacker, defensive back out of Clemson. This kid is a absolute mind-breaking talent, once-in-a-lifetime talent. It's amazing. He reminds me a lot of a Sean Taylor in a way, just a little bit faster. Big player, he can play both positions. Recipe Sean Taylor. But Isaiah Simmons there is going to be my pick at number 5. Moving on to the next pick in the first round, which we acquired from Miami in the trade. And we are going to get Henry Ruggs III, wide receiver out of Alabama. He ran the fastest 40 at the combine. We did just re-sign Danny Amendola as a slot, but I think Henry Ruggs makes a better number 2 receiver. Put him on the outside with Kenny Golladay, Marvin Jones. That just gives Matthew Stafford more weapons, and that way we can run screens more with Henry Ruggs, get the ball out of Matthew Stafford's hands, keep him a little bit more healthy. So that's my pick at number 26. Moving on to the next round, in round number 2, where we have the 35th selection. And here I have us getting Kenneth Murray, linebacker out of Oklahoma. He just has a nose for the ball. Our linebacking core is absolutely garbage. I think that Kenneth Murray comes in, starts as the inside linebacker, move Jared Davis to the outside, as well as having Isaiah Simmons on the outside would give us an elite linebacking core where we have lacked in years and years coming. So that's my pick there. He also has he plays the ball very well. I really love Kenneth Murray here. Round 2, pick 39, one of the other selections that we picked up from the Dolphins trade, and that is Austin Jackson, offensive tackle out of USC. He could potentially go in the first round, which would surprise me. He can be a little stiff in his pass protection in the videos I have watched, but I believe he's going to be an instant starter on that offensive line. I think Rick Wagner needs to be released, freeing up about, I think it's $9 million in cap space. But I think that would be the move here. He can move him to the right side where I think he will excel. He can actually play both, but I think the right side is a better fit for Austin Jackson, just due to his tight hips in the passing game. Moving now to the next selection at pick 56, which we also acquired from Miami in the trade. And that's Shane Lemieux. I'm sorry if I slaughtered that. The offensive guard out of Oregon. Our offensive line kind of sucked last year. Matthew Stafford couldn't stay on his feet, so we need to adjust our offensive line here. Going offensive tackle, offensive guard, back-to-back picks, it just makes sense to me. Especially with Shane Lemieux still on the board, you have to take him. He's one of the top guard prospects in the draft. Actually, top offensive lineman prospects in the draft. So I think picking him would be an instant improvement to our offensive guards. So that's what we have him doing there. And then moving on to round 3, pick 67, the Lions are going to address something which we need to address, and that is running back. Kerryon Johnson can't really stay healthy. He's been hurt the last 2 seasons. He's good when he's healthy, but kind of need I think running back by committee. A lot of teams are going to that. So I really think that running back is a position we need to address. And J.K. Dobbins is sitting there, and we've all seen what he can do in the Big Ten. Just draft him. This kid has excellent speed. He's got a little bit of power behind him. He's a really good running back, and I think he'd pair very well with Kerryon Johnson. Moving on to round 4, pick 106. This is our original 4th round pick, and I found the replacement for Damian Snacks Harrison. No, not exactly. I'm not gonna say he's to the prestige, but I'm not comparing him. I'm just saying it's a replacement. Benito Jones, D line, 1 technique out of Ole Miss. This kid is a phenom. Grew up in the country. He's a blue collar worker. Raised on a farm. This kid is an amazing athlete. Very quick off the ball. Great hands. He has a very good 1-2 swim move that'll get him past the offensive center. This kid here is just high energy, quick, athletic, and a very humble personality. I think he and the Detroit Lions will get along perfect. And I think that would be an excellent pickup here in the 4th round, especially Benito Jones. Detroit, we love you. Moving on to our next selection at 142, which is going to be the last pick we acquired from Miami in the trade, so they could get their quarterback of the future. And that is Jacob Eason, quarterback out of Washington. Matthew Stafford, as I've told you earlier in the video, hasn't been able to stay off his back. And if things don't change, we need a backup. And I think Jacob Eason is a quarterback that can actually learn. He's 6'6". He's a bigger quarterback than Stafford is. He still has a big arm. He's a little bit more athletic. But I think Jacob Eason would be a good fit for Detroit. Sit behind Matthew Stafford. Stafford's days are on him, even with him not being hurt. But Jacob Eason here, I really like that pick, especially in the 4th round, is a great value. and it gives Detroit someone to look forward to if Stafford gets hurt. Hopefully not, but I like that pick there. Now on to our remaining 3 picks that are just Detroit's. In round 5, pick 149. Detroit hasn't addressed this all draft. They may have addressed it in free agency, but that's unlikely. And that's a corner, and I believe we're going to get Stanford Samuels, the corner out of FSU. He's a big physical corner. He's more of a man-to-man corner. And I really think that's something Detroit needs to start playing, is a little bit more man-to-man press. He's a big physical guy. Kind of reminds me of Sherman a little bit, just due to his physical build. But Stanford Samuels, cornerback out of FSU, that's where I have us drafting in our first pick in the 5th round. Moving on to the next pick in the 5th round at 153. The Lions, unfortunately, got rid of one of the best safeties we've had in a while in a trade this year to the Seattle Seahawks. Not mentioning names because I don't personally agree with that trade, and I don't want, So I have the Detroit Lions actually drafting Terrell Burgess, the safety out of Utah. I believe this kid could be an instant starter, but potentially just as depth as for now. Just gives Detroit a little bit more options on what they can do in their packages. So Terrell Burgess, safety out of Utah. And then our last pick is in the 6th round at pick 182. And that is Jesse Lemonier. Hopefully I said that right. No, it's Lemonier. Something like that. Sorry. I know I slaughtered your name. It's okay. This is a defensive edge out of Liberty. This kid has a nose for the ball. High motor, high electricity. And I think Detroit, especially coming from a really small school like Liberty, I think this kid's going to have a chip on his shoulder, and I think he's going to be good. He is an absolute amazing person, just to watch some film on him. But Jesse Lemonier, that's how you say it, Lemonier. So that's my pick there. Like, subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you guys think of this mock draft. Put your mock draft below. Let me see what you guys got. Let's go ahead and try to get 25 likes on this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.